Beautiful day. And this is our TAKAL Championship on East-West Harbor. And I am just ready to go. Got about 10 minutes or so before I can start fishing. But I'm looking forward to the day. Hopefully I can get a couple big ones and place pretty well. So I got my first fish of the day. 16 and a half actually. 16 and a half. Yeah, that was good. So I start out with the spinnerbait. I catch a fish quite early on the spinnerbait. Short time later, I catch another one, and I'm cruising along these boat slips, and I come upon one that just looks really good for punching. So I pull out my punch rig, and this is what happens. Now, if you look up to the left, you'll see a little bit of an opened area in that thick vegetation. That's where I caught the fish. Eighteen incher. All right, let's go. Heavy weight. Took my heavy weight off because I didn't need it in the other spot. In this spot, trying to get through this stuff was kind of a bear. You can see here to my right, there's a boat there, and the slip that I'm fishing is that same slip that I caught the first fish in, just further over. And what I'm trying to do is cast underneath the mooring rope and kind of under the front of the boat a little bit towards that dock. It just looks like a really good spot to punch into. Unfortunately, I could not get my bait to go through the vegetation. Or if I did get it to go through a little bit, it would only go so far down. I couldn't get it to drop down all the way. So eventually here, what I'll do is I'll back out of that area, put on a little bit heavier weight, tungsten weight. I think I was using like a 3/8 to half, and I went to like a 3/4. And eventually I'm able to punch through that vegetation. Unfortunately, I wasn't really thinking about it. The last thing you really want to do when you're punching is try to do a sidearm hook set. It just doesn't work real good because you're going through so much vegetation. You're better off to come straight up, and I couldn't do that. And even if I tried to go over the mooring rope, I might have been a little bit better off.
But it was a good fish. It had some weight to it again. I never got to see it. It was a short-lived fight, but I could tell it was another decent fish. And that's the only fish I've really lost in 2 days. So I'm not too upset about it. So I go down a little bit further. I'm fishing some more of those backs of those slips with vegetation, but the sun had come up high enough now that it's actually hitting the vegetation. It's not like shadowed or shaded like it was with the first fish or the. And so I punched for a little while here, didn't have really any success, and I decided to move out of here and head towards more towards the center of the that end of the harbor. So I picked up the spinnerbait again and just started making some casts and randomly casting as I crossed across the harbor itself. So at this point, the spinnerbait wasn't really producing too well for me anymore. So I switched over to my favorite bait. One of my favorite baits is a chatterbait. I just love fishing the chatterbait, and I usually do really good with it here. Yesterday I pre-fished, and I really didn't do very good with the chatterbait, but the area I was at was so vegetated it was almost impossible to fish it. But you see here, finally catch a fish on a chatterbait, so I'm pretty excited. You'll see I keep looking off to the one side. There's a bass boat along the shoreline, so I was trying to stay away from him and give him plenty of space. I did see him catch a fish. I don't know what they caught it on, and it didn't look very big, but I had to give them guys some room, so that's why I keep looking that way. Even while I'm measuring the fish, I'm looking. after I caught that last fish on the chatterbait, I started working my way around this point, or the end of this,
Come on, give me
I don't know,
18 or 20.
peninsula, I guess you'd call it. I worked my way around to this little channel and worked to the back of the channel, and I did catch 2 or 3 fish back there, but they were all like 14, 15 inches. There was a couple that were fishing on the other side of me, and they kind of gave me some clearance. They told me they didn't want to cut me off or anything, which I really appreciate that. So when I got back to where I was fishing, caught those 2 or 3 fish, I came back and let those people know that almost every cast I would get a bite, and I did catch 2 or 3 fish. I think it was 3 total I caught back there, but they were all like 14, 15 inches. But I let them know so they could go back there and catch them. I moved out of there and started once again randomly casting my chatterbait out in the open. And that's when this happened. I caught another decent fish here. And then a short time after that, I decided to quit, even though the tournament had another hour and a half to go. I was just getting pretty wet. Thank you, Lord. Let's see how big this dude is. And a half, 17 inches. Quarter mouth, dude. $17 and a quarter. So I struggled a lot this year. I had 2 or 3 tournaments where I would figure out the bite, I would hook those big fish, and I would lose them all. So this tournament kind of made up for it. I got my mojo back. I'm pretty happy about it. I fished clean. I lost 1 fish in like 2 days. I'm not going to complain. The results were awesome because I got another second, which is we had 3 tackle championships now, and I've got second in all 3. So I qualified for the championship and was always in the top 3. I'm pretty consistent. I'm pretty happy. So it was a good tournament, and thanks for watching, and have a great day.